as you can see right here, we got a picture of President Vladimir Putin. And he has said that he is going to deploy the Satan-2 hypersonic missile. Let me just tell you a little bit about this. He says there will be complete destruction of the UK in 6 minutes. This is how the headline reads. Vladimir Putin announces the deployment of the Satan-2 missile. This was 5 hours ago that the news article came out. Gina, honey, this is just all war talk. It's all hype, and nothing's going to come of it. Is nothing going to come of it, you all? Really, is nothing going to come of it? Something big time is going down. You're seeing military vehicles all over the place. You are helicopters, tanks on the streets. You're seeing an increase of military vehicles and movements, strategic movements by NATO. We're seeing things like this. We are. Let me come over here. This does not sound good to me at all. It doesn't sound good, you all. Can you hear me, Apple Brooks, honey? Hello, everyone. It doesn't sound good. Scrappy Doo, Scrappy Dappy Doo. Did you get alerts? Hello, Michelle Whitlow. Thank you to everyone who has joined this channel. We're going to read this because this is rather alarming. It's really alarming. You notice he had to call it the Satan-2. Look, it's big and it's black and it's massive. It can do complete destruction of the UK in 6 minutes. Hello, Mama Bear Honey. Wow, I'm so glad you all got it because things are heating up. This is not a time to play around. We got too many distractions going on when this is going on behind the scenes. Come over here and see it. See the headline? This is the news. Russian Vladimir Putin, let me put myself down here, has announced his intention to deploy the hypersonic Satan-2 nuclear-capable missiles along with the next generation of Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missiles. This is not a game. It's not a game, you all, at all. The announcement was made during a military graduation ceremony where the defense minister Sergei Shoigu warned of a real war being waged against Russia by the collective West. These nuclear missiles can be launched from land, sea, or air, forming Russia's nuclear triad. The Satan-2 missile is specifically designed for nuclear strikes on targets thousands of miles away in the U.S. and Europe. Do we want war? No. It's like in The Lord of the Rings. I will not risk open war, he says. And then he's told open war is upon you whether you risk it or not. The Satan-2 missile. Okay, so we can see what it's capable of. He's serious. He plans to deploy his Satan-2 missile. This is at a military ceremony developed in 2018. This 208-ton, you can see it right here, hypersonic missile measures 116 feet, and it can carry 15 light nuclear warheads simultaneously. It has an operational range of up to 11,180 miles. The Satan-2 missile. It is capable of devastating the United Kingdom from a distance of 1,600 miles in just 6 minutes. Hazy Train, the country destroyer. Wow. That's putting it quite simple. The country destroyer. Wow. It's like in your face. He's not playing. He's not playing at all. The time of playing is done with Vladimir Putin and his military commanders. He's not playing. He's not. Hello there in London. I'm going to go back to that page. While Putin has emphasized Russia's readiness to use all available means, including nuclear weapons, to defend its territorial integrity, he recently claimed that the Ukrainian forces have no chance in their current counteroffensive and has indicated that there is no need for Russia to resort to nuclear weapons. Dmitry Rogozin, the head of Russia's space agency, Russia has a space agency. Well, that's nice because we have a space force. We do. They hailed the implementation of the new superweapon as a historic event that would secure the safety of Russia's future generation for the next 30 to 40 years. Look at this, the Satan-2 missile test. That's what they got going on. Concerns have also been raised over Putin's deployment of tactical nuclear weapons in neighboring Belarus, as it provides Russia with a strategic advantage by enabling strikes within NATO territories. And if one NATO territory is striked, NATO will respond to the member states. If any member state gets attacked by Russia, NATO will respond. And we've seen troop movements. We have. President Biden has warned of the potential risks posed by Putin's use of tactical nuclear weapons, and he has criticized the decision to deploy these weapons in Belarus as absolutely irresponsible. It would be absolutely devastating, and the people are the one who pay the price for the war games. The people. When the people do nothing. This is a battle of superpowers is what it is. A battle for control. And I'm sure there's some supernatural things going on in this too. Additionally, it has been reported that Putin conducted a test of hypersonic Sarmat missile in February, coinciding with Biden's visit to Ukraine and his meeting with President, Gina, what are you doing? How did I make that big, you all? What did I do? And his meeting with, let's see, Vladimir Zelensky, per the U.S. Sun. Look at this right here. Vladimir Putin's nuclear arsenal. Just like that. 444, you all. This is not, okay, the actual deployment of the missile has been delayed beyond Russia's initial timeline, which, according to their claims, should have been last fall. Should have been last fall. It got delayed. It can do complete destruction in 6 minutes. So what else is going on with Vladimir Putin, you all? Is this happening? Are the war drums beating? War drums. Putin. Let's hear about it. Yeah. You can see some of these headlines. Ukraine war, Russia's threat to station nuclear warheads in Belarus, and what you need to know. There's that phrase, what you need to know. Zelensky seeks to recruit an army of CEOs. Okay, you all, we've got this. Ukraine crisis. U.S. warns the drumbeats of war are sounding, you all. That's in 2022. Let's go to 2023. Let's do the past week. Russia's threat to station nuclear warheads. Vladimir Putin admits Russian military what? 6 days ago. The war that was meant to last a heartbeat has now become a bloody stalemate. But the tide appears to have finally risen high enough to force Putin into a rare display of weakness. He has repeated his threat about nuclear weapons. He has landmines that are slowing the counteroffensive. Look, UK and Russia, the Kyiv is gaining ground. Putin confirms the first nuclear weapons move to Belarus. This is a game changer. The Kremlin threatens the end of life-saving grain deal. There goes the food. The European countries are agreeing on sanctions and stuff when it comes to war. Now we got China. We got China and Taiwan, you all. The Satan-2 missile is what we're looking at. And it can wipe out the UK in, what did they say? It can wipe the UK out in 6 minutes. Why did they see it? If you see this right here, complete destruction of the UK in 6 minutes. Vladimir Putin announces the deployment of the Satan-2 missile. And let's see. It's massive. Look at that individual standing in front of it. It is specifically designed for nuclear strikes on targets thousands of miles away in U.S. and Europe. In 2018, the 208-ton hypersonic missile measures 116 feet in length and can carry 15 light nuclear warheads simultaneously. It has an operational range of up to 11,180 miles and is capable of devastating the United Kingdom from a distance of 1,600 miles in just 6 minutes. In just 6 minutes, you all. So this is, I don't like it. Let's look at NATO troop movement. There's been troop movement by NATO. There has. Let's do this. NATO troop movement. NATO. Let me see if I can get this troop movement. We can find it. NATO new combat units are in Europe. Infographic. NATO has gone into high gear as the war in the Ukraine continues. What is this graphic? Combat units. Oh my gosh, you all. Let's look at this. They're weighing their new combat units. They're planning to establish 4 new multinational battle groups totaling 4,000 troops in Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, Slovakia in response to Russia's military buildup in Ukraine. You have Estonia. See that? Latvia, they got Canada, you got Germany, air policing mission, NATO's missile defense. Let's see this on the map, you all, because this is kind of wild. This is like their battle plan. Some 80,000 U.S. troops stationed across Europe, 8,500 additional troops on high alert. To deploy to help NATO response force of 40,000 troops. Very high readiness joint task force core unit NRF French-led force of 5,000 soldiers are operational within 72 hours, you all. They're not playing. We got the Black Sea going on. Donbass, Ukraine, Moldavia. Look at this. What are these other things? They got drones. No, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to pay no money to look at that stuff. I'm not going to do it. The move, which could see 4 battle groups totaling 4,000 troops in Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, Slovakia. It would represent the biggest shift in the alliance military posture since its set up operation in the Baltic states in Poland in the wake of Russia's 2014 annexation of Crimea. NATO has deployed 4 multinational combat units with some 5,000 troops in total in Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, led by the U.S., Germany, Canada, and Britain. They are designed to buy time for additional NATO troops to reach the front line if needed. So they want to buy time, you all, is what they want to do. As many of 130,000 Russian troops are positioned close to Ukraine's border, but Moscow insists it has no plans to invade. What is this down here? NATO battle groups. This is wild. It's kind of wild. That's the infographic, you all. Gina, we did not even get to see it because you turned that thing. Sorry, I'm sorry about that. I am kind of sorry about it. So Biden's going to open the plan to use Ukraine's path to NATO membership. I thought I read somewhere that if they do that, then that is Russia's not going to be happy. It's not. One day ago, did we already see this one? We already looked at that, Gina. You ain't going to see nothing. There is no good news for Ukraine in foreign policy. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, you all, we can see all these images of it right here. Let's go to the images. Let's see some military pictures, because we're living in a world that's going to be militarized more or less. NATO will increase the troops for Afghanistan missions. Let's see this. This is troops everywhere. Look at this. Ill prepared for large-scale war in the Baltics. What is NATO's plan? That's February. We've got all of this, you all. We got the men and the women out there. This is wild. It's just heating up, you all. All of it is heating up. Wow. This is, it's not too good at all. It really isn't. If you're just, Russia's military commitments. Although Russia has one of the world's most powerful militaries with 285,000 ground troops at the moment, it can only bring some 92,000 of them, 45,000 of whom are combat troops, to bear on Ukraine. Many of Russia's units are already committed to security duties along its vast border, including the Far East. Look at this. You all, this looks like battleship. It's like you sank my battleship. Look at this. It's like a... Wow, it could be a game to them. But we're playing with people's lives. You've got paratroopers. You got, I think that's Army tanks, the 24th Mechanized Brigade, the 51st Mechanized Brigade. Ukraine Army on full alert to counter the threat of Russian forces on its border. Ukraine activated and repositioned many of its 70,000 ground troops. However, the loyalty of some of the units to the Kyiv's government is in doubt, such as 25th Airborne. Right now in Ukraine, they are taking whoever they can. If you're able to pick up arms, you're being into the military. They're taking the men and the young boys. They're taking them. It's like on the Lord of the Rings. It is kind of like on the Lord of the Rings, where every able-bodied was giving swords, because they got to fight off the army that's coming. The young kids and stuff, young men, young women, anybody who wanted to fight, you picked up your weapon to defend. Look at this, the 4th Armored. Here's Russia. Russian battalion activated. So this might be old, but look, special forces are elite troops that are specially trained to work in high-risk, high-operation areas. Look at this. Kind of reminds me of the game Risk also, when you see these things like that. The 31st Air Assault Brigade, Airborne Division. They jump from parachutes. They drop down. Gina, honey, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, this looks like a war map to me. It really does. This is not, I like looking at maps, kind of, sort of, you all. I do. This is not good. What we got another map right here. Open flanks, whatever that is. Estonia, we got all these things. Russia has, look at this, troop strength of 845,000. Heavy artillery, 5,436. Tanks, 2,550. Warplanes, 1,389 warplanes. 845,000 troops if they mobilize everything? Oh, wow. Slovakia, 15,850. Romania has 71,400. Hungary, 26,500. Poland, 99,300. Lithuania, 11,800. Estonia, 5,750. Latvia, 5,310. Crimea, Romania. Turkey has 510,600. Bulgaria 31,000. Wonder how many troops the U.S. has. We want to see something. How many troops do we have? I'm sure we don't have that much. I think we've already looked at these battle plans. Operation Desert Storm look like this. Look at this. It's their battle plans of when they did stuff. And I don't see how many forces they did, but wow, it's like a battleground. Oh, okay. This is when I was in Berlin, Germany. West Berlin, Germany. During this time, Operation Desert Storm had started. And I had just had my son in December of 1990. And everything, that's when all around the housing project where we lived in, they surrounded the school, the commissary, even because it was just sitting out there in West Berlin, the housing division, military housing. They surrounded them with tanks and buses and army vehicles. They put armored tanks in between the housing complexes. In the middle of each housing complex, they put men in uniform with M16s guarding everything. We had to show our ID whenever we went anywhere. To even get in our own house, we had to show our military IDs. So this was during that time. I remember getting on the plane. I told the neighbors, I said, we're leaving here. They said, nobody's leaving here, because we lived in the army housing and stuff. Then these army military wives were very upset that we were leaving, because my husband was in the Air Force and he was a German linguist. And it was illegal to spy against Germany since the two Germanys united. See, isn't that interesting? The two Germanys united, and my husband's military career, he had to retrain. And then boom, this happens. Just like that, you all. Isn't that synchronicity? When we got on the plane, it was the biggest commercial airliner they had. It was just me, my husband, my daughter, and my little baby. And the stewardess played with my daughter the whole time. They just loved it. They loved it, you all. We had the whole entire massive plane from Germany all to ourselves. We did. It was really exciting. We got out of there. Gina, honey, what are you talking about? I'm talking about war. I'm talking about war. That's what I'm talking about. And being in Berlin, Germany. And we got out because it was during the First Gulf War. Now let's look at this, the Ukraine conflict. They've got it all. It's already planned out, you all. We got Russia. They can deploy their Satan-2 missile. It can destroy, what did they say it could do? It could destroy destruction of the UK in 6 minutes. The Satan-2 missile. Why did he got to call it the Satan-2 missile? Hypersonic, you all. It's massive. This is how massive it is. The Satan-2 missile is specifically designed for nuclear strikes on targets thousands of miles away in the U.S. and in Europe. In 2018, it's a 208 tons hypersonic missile measuring 116 feet in length and can carry 15 light nuclear warheads simultaneously. It has an operational range of up to 11,180 miles, and is capable of devastating the United Kingdom from a distance of 1,600 miles in just 6 minutes. Who's to say they could not load that somewhere else? And yeah, something like that, you all. If you're just tuning in, it's like things are really kind of heating up. They really are. And we know that they've got movements, but they got lots of big movements. Look at this. Drones and tanks and 800 British troops being sent to that. You can see the maps. We got the Black Sea. I like looking at these little picture things. I do. It's like, yeah. So this is NATO's plan. Do they got a plan, you all? They got a plan. They got one. NATO has a plan if you're all just tuning in, but we don't know what it is because they're not going to let nobody know. We got some more pictures, infographics right here. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. NATO's army. That's December. Look, this is December of 14. Okay, December the 31st of 2014. This was NATO's army. You can see right there. Russia, at that time, they had 766,000 forces. But now they're up in the 800,000 forces. Look at this. Isn't this interesting? The little bitty army men. You ever play the little bitty army men? You are the little green army men and stuff like that. Yeah. Gina, can you please get some updated material? Yeah, I can get updated material. I really can. I did put in updated material, but this is lot. We got something going on. We really do. Are the United Nations soldiers setting up compounds on American soil? Let's hope it isn't happening. You know what a compound is? Well, we gotta get our lives in order. You gotta get a plan. You gotta get a game plan. You really do. Get you a game plan going and get to your destination before it's too late. If you remember earlier this year, before President Joe Biden was sworn in, there are many citizens, journalists, and now there's videos making around. It shows a woman in a uniform who's dressed in a United Nations garb, claiming that the UN has set up a compound in Utah. Well, let's go to Utah. I want to see if there is a compound in Utah. United Nations. What on earth? A new video about the Christian community. Secret challenges, the 1635 years of biblical teaching. Wow. Okay. Gina, how did you end up on that? I have no idea how that popped up. I did not. What was I supposed to be doing, you all? Gina, you was supposed to United Nation compound on American soil. Okay. UNITED Nations compound on American soil. Okay, let's spell it right, Gina, honey. We got it going. We're talking about the Satan-2 missile, and this ain't going to do it. This is soldiers, something like this, soil pollution, things of this nature. It's, yeah. Okay, we're not going to go there at all. I'm not going there. I'm not. And we've got China. China said that they could even move their troops to Florida instead of Cuba. That's what China said. It'd be easy to move that to Florida instead of Cuba. So let's see this. China, troops, Florida. Let's see. Yeah, right here. You can see it. China is finalizing their plans to put troops 100 miles from the U.S. mainland. They have literally been preparing. Military bases in Biden. It's not just spy bases in Cuba. China could be sending troops right now to Florida's doorstep. And that's what they said, in the Sunshine State's doorstep. House the truth. This facility, what? The facility could provide China with a platform to potentially house U.S. troops permanently on the islands. Okay, we already did a video on here, you all. We did. So we got, you know what's going on. It's like the Satan-2 missile that can destroy Great Britain in 6 minutes, the UK. And everything's heating up. It is. And there's lots of distractions. You just pick a distraction. You're going to find you'll find UFO distractions. You can find any type of distraction out there. And that's what it's meant to do, to distract you. That's right. You got to get prepared. right here, first and foremost, above everything else. Get prepared on the inside of you all. You got to stay strong. You do. You're going to have to be strong to face what's coming and what already is here. You really do. And it's going to get bad. It's going to get a little bit bad. It is. So you better get a game plan going, because they got a game plan. They do. They got their game plans. And I hope you got one too. I really do, because really, this is the real world. Everything's heating up. So I am going to go. Thank you for tuning in. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, and I hope to see you later. I do. Thank you for your comments. Thank you, moderators. And